Hello, this is the tutorial. I'd like to talk a little bit on the audio files and how you bring audio into Unreal Engine and how you can set up the triggers or attenuation for the audio. It's going to be a really short one. So the first question is where we can get the audio file. You can just using the Google and search free music or free sound. I use YouTube Studio, and here in the audio library, if you go to your YouTube Studio, you can see all kinds of royalty-free sound you can download. Once you download, the file is actually MP3. So you can convert MP3 to WAV. I'm sure you can do this with many free online converters. Just Google the name MP4 to WAV, WAV, because Unreal is actually using WAV as the file to bring in. It's an uncompressed version. So once you have WAV file, WAV file, then the next thing is you just simply drag them into Unreal. So here you can see I already have these three WAV files I generated by downloading from YouTube and then convert to WAV. I create a new folder called audio. I drag them in. Boom, it's automatically here. Okay, so this is the first step. It's getting some audio WAV files in. Then we'll talk a little bit how you can use this in your scenario. So first, when the WAV drag in is automatically converted to asset. So each of them, if I play, you can actually hear the music. Okay, so really simple, three of them. All right, and also if you double click, you can actually do some simple editing. For example, you probably want this be loop, so you can turn on that. Looping, you can also manipulate the pitch and other things, right? So I will keep everything as a default, but I do want to make all of this looping. So you can see I have these three, they all checked loop. So this would be my first thing. And then I'm gonna use it in our scenario. Depends. If you just want this music be constantly play in the background, you can just simply drag and drop. So for example, this is Easy Lemon. I will drag it in. So that's it. It doesn't matter where you put it in, it just constantly play. So here if I play my level, right, you can hear this very slow background music is in your level now. Super simple, right? Background. Okay, so that is about how to use a sound. Easy Lemon. I will actually delete this guy because I want to show you a few other ways you can bring the sound in. So delete this. Well, I will probably keep it here as a background. Okay, why not? Then I will drag another one. Let's see, B-roll. I will drag it here. Okay, and this sound, I want this one be has a 3D attenuation. So in the properties, you can see here, you can control, there is one feature called override attenuation. So if you check this, and then you can see there is a kind of like a sphere shape showed up. So this allow you to control the radius of attenuation. So 3000 is pretty large. I probably want to give this to, I don't know, 600. And I change the inner radius maybe to 200, right? So it has this full volume within this smaller bubble, and then you can see the maybe 500, right? You see the sound that we're gonna decay, attenuate over this threshold, right? So now let me play. So at the beginning, you hear this background music, right? This is constant. But if I run into these people, if I get closer, right, you hear another music. Right? And if I get away from the center, the music gonna start to fade out. Right? Just to make it a little bit easier, you can see, you can hear. I will change maybe volume to 3, just make it easier. You can hear the difference, right? I multiply this 3 times. So you have this background music. If I get closer, if I run away, that B sound is disappearing. So this is a really easy way. It's kind of like a trigger box, right? It's like a spatial feature. If you get close to the source, the sound will be visible, hearable. But if you're really far away, you can't hear it. Yeah, I think that is the spatial sound feature. There's another one. I can actually talk a little bit more. Like, see, I will be using this sneaky snooper. Yeah, I will drag this maybe to this headset. Okay, so I will drag it here. Right, so this one will be the second. I will change the attenuation. Now stop play. So I change the attenuation to override, and I give this, I don't know, maybe 600. Right, so this one will trigger another sound. Right, so you can have multiple sound in your scene, and then you can trigger them in a different way. So if I play again, you have the overall background music. Then if I get closer here, right, it's one sound. If I get closer here, yeah, you hear the third one. I think I probably need to bouncing up this volume a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know, 5. Yeah, so you can play with it until you find a good balance. So I get closer. That's pretty good. So go here, hear a different sound. Yeah, that's pretty much how you handle the sound. There's another one, maybe I can cover that a little bit, is in the level blueprint. If you do want to control the sound to be played or stopped in a certain way, for example, by a trigger box or by a key, right? You press the keyboard. That can be done as well. So I will using maybe this sneaking sound as an example. Right, so if you have the sound in a scene already, I can right click in the level blueprint. By the way you open the level blueprint is here, open level blueprint. And here I can right click, create a reference. Once you have the reference, then you can play. Right. So to play the sound, you have different options. Play sound 2D is basically a flat 2D sound, which can be here anywhere in your game. You can also do this as play the audio component. What happens is this will be spatial as well. So let's do that. So I will, play the audio component. The way I want to trigger is just using a key. Just for example, if you do input key, you can type H. So let's give you the H key. You can use any key you like. Right. So I know now if I press H, right, this sound will be played. So that could be the way you trigger it. Yeah, in that case, probably you don't need this to be spatial, or you want to make this one, not play at the beginning, but you want this once you press H, it will trigger the play. Let me see if we can do that. Can we stop? I think you can stop. Let's do this way. When the event begin, right? I will do this. Stop audio component. So I will do this is when the event. Let me just explain a little bit. So when the event begin, by default, this video will be off, right? So you are not playing it at the beginning. But whenever you press H, right, then the audio will be played. Let's just clean up a little bit about this spaghetti. Okay, so that's the logic. How to trigger the stop, how to trigger the play. Okay, let's compile and then let's play. See if that works. So at the beginning, you have this overall background music, but if I run to this headphone, right, it doesn't trigger this. I have to press H. Yeah, now you hear that. But if I run away, right, it's still spatial, because if you are far away from that sound, you won't hear it. Okay, get closer, right, you can hear it. Yeah, so this is how to use a key to control the sound play. You can also do this with a trigger box, but that will be similar like a spatial attenuation, right? So there's no need to program the key. Yeah, you can also stop by releasing the H. That could be another way to stop it. So if you're holding H, is play, but if you release H, it's gonna stop. That could be the logic. You can also use other logic like flip-flop. So the first time you press H, this will play. But if you have to disable the release, yeah. But the second time you press H, it will stop. Right. So there's multiple ways you can, control the audio. So now let's play again. So we got the background music. Run into the headphone. Right, nothing happening. So if I press H, right, you hear the sound. If I press H again, right, the sound is disappeared. Yeah, so you can think about some scenarios, like maybe when you approach to NPC, the NPC start to talk, right? So that can be controlled with a spatial sound, or it could be controlled by some blueprint logic. Okay, I think that's it. I hope this will be helpful for you to figure out how to create the basic audio interactions in your game. This is a very old conventional audio control. We didn't cover anything about how to create a sound cue, how to do mix, how to control the pitch. There's a lot of things you can do in Unreal, but this is really, really the basic one. Just play the video, play the audio, and set up some attenuations. All right.